Good afternoon. It's 4:27 on the 3rd of May, 2022. As they call it, this meeting, the special meeting of the Bay County Board of Commissioners to order. Could you please take the roll?
Fox? Here. Krieger?
Yes.
Bigick?
Here.
Coonan?
Here.
Radke? Here. Johnson? Herrick?
Here, please. Motion to excuse Commissioner Johnson, please.
So moved.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Come on, team. Let's go.
He is excused. Could you please stand for the invocation followed by the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah.
Lord, we ask that you bless this session of the Board of Commissioners this day and that you lead and guide this board in the decisions made so that all citizens in this community will benefit. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First up is citizen input. Is there anyone from the audience that would like to speak before the commission? All righty then, seeing none, we'll go right to items for consideration. First is resolution number 2022-98, concurrence with the county executive's appointment of Shawna Walraven as Director of Finance to serve in the position of Finance Officer.
So moved.
Support.
Discussion. Commissioner
Thomas?
Gick.
If we do approve her, my question is, will there be an election in the fall, or will the election for this position be in 2024? I guess that's a clue. I think I heard 2024.
2024.
Okay. I knew somebody know. It
Too
wasn't me.
late.
Ms. Fox.
Mr. Barsha, can you tell us about your appointment?
Yes, Shawna Walraven, I know, has a lengthy history, not too lengthy, but a good amount of time spent with the county. I think 11 or 12 years as Assistant Corporation Counsel, and in that capacity, worked closely with Amber, but also all FOIA requests, also her service to the Retirement and Pension Board gave a real insight into, the costs and the conservative approach he's taken that's paid dividends for our retirees from the county. In addition, recently was appointed county treasurer by, how long have you been county treasurer? About a year and a half now? Yes, when Mr. Brzezinski retired. As you know, she is an attorney, distinguished attorney, and also has a degree in finance. And I think would bring real leadership also to the finance department, as we saw in the brief tenure of Chris Zwarski. And we wish Chris well, but he had an offer that he couldn't refuse. It was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for Chris. So, but I think Shawna would fill those shoes very well and continue the legacy of having a very strong finance department for Bay County. We have had one for a long time, and I think she'll continue in that vein. Any other questions, or maybe Sean might respond?
Well, I give you credit for filling a needed position in a timely manner. We still got a position that's been months and 6 months that hasn't been filled. Very vital position, and we ought to. It's the board here that makes that decision. I don't know if we're smart enough, we're just not going to bring a financial analyst in to help us out, or are we going to fill that position? Now, the person that I supported, she had been here a long, long time, and she had a great background in finance, what we need. I talked to her and I talked to some other folks, and I don't see why we can't take that position and make it 20 hours here on the board, 20 hours upstairs, offer it to her, and let's get it filled. I mean, I don't know what we're waiting for. But I did talk to her, and she seemed to be receptive to that idea. And I think it would fulfill, it would help the upstairs, because they're not going to lose completely all her years of experience, and it surely would help us down here to negotiate and manage our way through budgets and issues that she has expertise in.
Can we call a question here?
Yeah, let's call it. Yeah, you can.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I think this motion is relative to the appointment of the finance director.
Oh, I agreed, and I supported that.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Shawna, did you want to say anything? You're good. I know we got to hear from you once already today, but you're good? Well, congratulations. Next up, resolution number 2022-99 this is actually from Brandon Kraus here. It's about a bunch of bills. Opposition to House Bill 4729, 4730, 4731, and 4732.
So moved.
Support.
Brandon, would you like to speak on this a little bit, please?
Sure, thank you. This is actually a letter submitted from Shawna as treasurer. And myself.
Shawna, well, just say, Shawna, you want to double team on this thing? Since you know a little bit about it also? That'd be great. Oh, you got everybody. Perfect.
Yes, this is my chief deputy, West.
Okay.
And he's done the research on this.
Sure.
So I'll let Brandon teach you.
Excuse me.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So what these bills are doing, it is basically Zillow is asking for our records of our constituents. In my office, it's their property records, their land title records. They want those records for free, but then they want to take them and go ahead and sell them for profit. And what that's going to do is it's going to undermine the integrity of my office. I'm duly sworn to protect, hold, and maintain the records of the Office of the Register of Deeds. And with these Zillow bills being released, it takes away some of my authority and puts these images and things out there and puts my constituents at a little bit higher risk for fraud and theft of property and things like that. These bills are going to cut the revenue of my office anywhere between $100,000 to $150,000. And so these are types of things that come through Lansing that we always have to keep a very close eye on, because none of these Zillow bills that is proposed right now are any good for any county in this state. And so what I'm looking for from my office, I can't speak for Shawna's or Wes, I would definitely want a unanimous support from this board opposing these bills so that we can make a big impact in Lansing and basically tell them that we're not interested in Zillow coming in and taking our records and selling them for profit. So, anybody have any questions for my portion of it?
Yes, Brad, how do these bills even make it to this point?
Well, it's kind of funny because these actually gained bipartisan support, and it started down in Genesee County. And there's some counties, because we have the automation fund and we can use that to automate our offices and to increase our technology and things like that. There are some counties that hold the money and don't invest into their county the way they should. And so they have huge coffers of money sitting there. They're not doing it right like we're doing it here in Bay County. Our automation fund, we use it. We're automating all the time. We're putting in new technology all the time. So that threw a big red flag up down in Genesee County, where John Gleason was the clerk register down there. And John Cherry, Democrat from down in Genesee County, decided to co-sponsor these bills and try pushing these bills through along with some Republican support over on the southern part of the state. Basically what it is, it's all new representatives that Zillow has cornered and basically using them as their pawns to try to push these bills through. And it's actually sickening that it even made it through the House. But they voted on it last week, and they did get support through the House. It's at the Senate now. So we need you guys to get a hold of all the senators and talk to the senators. We need our constituents to get a hold of the senators and tell them that this bill is no good for Michigan.
Mr. Prince, would you like to say, since we don't have a treasurer right now, would you like to, is there anything you'd like to say on the subject?
So, to kind of back up what Brandon was discussing, our office is the one on House Bill 4730, the one that did pass in the House last week. This is a bill that requires us to submit a qualified data file that includes information that we do not hold. A lot of this information is held by the local unit, including current taxes, millage rates, information held by the Equalization Department. This is stuff that we cannot provide to them, and then on top of that, they're cutting revenue for us.
Any more questions? Commissioner Begic?
So I know there's a qualified voter file that's supplied by the clerk's office, but I guess that's probably not as expensive as doing what they're asking you to do. There's usually a legislative analysis on it, and looking at this, you know, there's always two sides to a story. Somebody voted for it down there, and it passed the House. I'd be a little reticent to vote at this time. I'd rather look at what the Service Bureau has got to say about it, what our analysts could look at, which we don't have. But
I can tell you this, Commissioner Begic, that this bill, these package of bills, these 4 bills, are going to cut the revenue that you use to balance your budget, and that's probably the number one thing you should be concerned about right now. I wouldn't be concerned about an analysis done down in Lansing, anywhere else, on any of these bills. These bills are garbage, they're going to cut our revenue, and they're going to hurt our budget, flat out. And then the records are going to be sold for profit by a private entity, and then it's going to be, the images that are out there at that point are going to be used. I have no control over them. So at that point, we actually introduce ourselves for more fraud, more risk, more property theft, things like that. These bills are garbage, and I understand your concern, looking at it from all aspects. I can tell you right now, this should have never made it through the House, not once. So.
I will add to that quickly. The Michigan Association of County Treasurers, the Michigan Association of Registered Deeds, the Michigan Association of Clerks, and the Michigan Association of Counties are all in opposition of this bill.
next question was Mac was opposed.
And those are all bipartisan organizations.
That helps a little bit.
And like I said earlier, this is time sensitive because it's going to the Senate for a final vote. So we need the support now. We can't wait to get more information. This needs to be handled immediately.
Anyone else? Thank you.
Thank you.
Seeing no. All in support? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That's that. Any unfinished business? What? Yeah. No unfinished business?
When I get a thought, I
Commissioner Begic.
spew it out.
Just want to announce that Memorial Day is coming up. We got a couple more meetings in between, but we're having services as usual. County buildings usually around 9 o'clock. The Vietnam Vet Memorial, the cemeteries around the area. There'll be a schedule posted.
Are those your announcements?
Yeah. I'll make it the next 2 meetings too.
Any new business? Miscellaneous. Under announcements, don't forget that our regular board meeting is the third Tuesday this month instead of next week. So we'll just flip that around. Next week's personnel. Third Tuesday is our new schedule. Okay? Any other announcements? Do we just close session, ma'am?
There's not.
Oh, perfect.
Move to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you.